on the Junkyard. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Beyond the Junkyard of the month of June. The year has flown by. With me, as always, is KDAWG. I am your host, Junkyard James. KDAWG, how are you doing on this wonderful Thursday?
Need more cowbell, sir. Need more cowbell. Starting to feel the groove of that. My friend, so I appreciate that. We are doing well. This past weekend, your boy got drunk as hell, and the missus got drunk as hell as too. Got very drunk. The problem with us is somebody can hold their alcohol a lot better than others. When my tum get full of alcohol, it don't like it. So. That's okay. We still had a great time. It was fun. I'm sunburned as hell and itching all over the place. But besides that, I'm good. How in the hell are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good for someone who's running off of 3.5 hours of sleep. But otherwise, I'm doing pretty good. We got a pretty good episode laid out for you all today. So if you won't mind, everybody watching, hit us up in the live stream chat. You might be part of the episode. We might read your comments out loud. But I got a big announcement to make. It's a big one. Over the week, you've seen some things being posted on the social medias, specifically our X page, that we have a new affiliate sponsor partner. Dubby Energy Drink is a sponsor of our affiliate partner of ours now. I'm going to post this. Here we go. Go to w.gg and use code, I typed that wrong, Beyond the Yard, to get 10% off of your purchase, and you help support the podcast. Again, that's w.gg using the code Beyond the Yard, one word, and you get 10% off. W is an up-and-coming energy drink. I wish I got my stuff. I ordered some last week once we got approved for the partnership, and it's not here yet. But they got energy powders and IV powder and energy drinks, and their claim is that it's better than the big energy drinks like Red Bull and Monster and some of the other ones. And so it's cool to be partnered with them. That link again is dubby.gg using code Beyond the Yard for 10% off your order, and you help give us some financial assistance as well. We probably could have used some Dubby Energy last week because we forgot a big piece of the pay-per-view last week, which is the fact that Adam Copeland had to relinquish the title due to an injury. He announced that he did fracture his tibia, and we'll get into that a little bit. We're also going to go over our WWE question of the week because we still are a WWE partner as well. Code in the description to get to help assist us with your WWE shop purchases. We'll go through that here in a second. It's going to be a pretty jam-packed show. We have our WWE question of the week. We'll talk about the TNT title. We got a couple of new things in the work, and then we have one question that we'll end the show with from our Discord group as well, and we'll go through that. And that's the show. Are you ready for the WWE question of the week, my friend?
Well, I guess let's see what we can do with it.
Let me set it up. Again, we are a WWE shop partner. Link in the description. I don't think you get any assistance for using our link, but you use buying stuff through our link helps. We get commission off of that. So link in the description. There's a whole bunch of t-shirts out, I believe, that just came out recently, and let us help you help us. Anyways, WWE question of the week. Becky Lynch is now a free agent. We talked about that last week. But there's some other big names that are on the verge of becoming free agents as well. Ricochet, Chad Gable, to be a few of them. And it got me thinking, why is WWE taking so long to re-sign some of these people? We can add Natalya into that list. She's about to be a free agent, who have played or are playing major pieces in TV programming over the last several months. Ricochet currently is in a storyline with, I think, Braun Breaker. Chad Gable is in a feud with Sami Zayn for possibly the Intercontinental Championship. And Natalya has been on NXT on a weekly basis for the last couple months or so as like the locker room leader for Carmen Petrovich, I think is her name. So I'll let you answer it. Why are they taking their damn time to re-sign these folks?
I mean, it's the same thing that, happens just about every time they do, spring cleaning and whatnot, that sometimes they fit plans. Do they see dollar signs with merchandise numbers? Do they see, potential main event and PLEs now, I guess. But yeah, I just think that this is something that happens with WWE every year. It seems like they do their spring cleaning, and I just think that it's just a matter of where they want to go direction-wise and creative. And like I said, it happens every year, especially you have these, when you have a competition like either New Japan or, AAA or CMLL or MLW. I guess I would say TNA, but I'm not real sure about that. I feel like they're getting ready to be bought out by WWE. But you have these multiple companies out there. Sometimes you're just going to buy up talent and fill your roster pool and prevent the other company from signing them. Doesn't mean you're going to use them. It just means that, hey, they didn't go to AEW type of thing, which is not the best reason to sign the talent, but it's been done before. But yeah, it's just a matter of creative plans, dollar signs, and for the for why they don't sign them. Yeah.
So I don't think it's necessarily anything to do with WWE. I don't think they've had a separate approach in terms of how they re-sign talent, because they'd be dumb as hell not to re-sign Becky Lynch. They'd be dumb as hell not to re-sign Ricochet. They'd be dumb as hell not to re-sign Chad Gable, because, again, they're big pieces of major storylines. I don't think this is really on the side of WWE just being the ones not wanting to re-sign. I think this has everything to do with the fact that these talent have options now. This is why AEW is important for the business. It's because if you're Becky Lynch, why wouldn't you become a free agent and test the market and see, will AEW pay me better? Will they give me a better schedule? Will they give me, a little bit of freedom with my creative? If you're Ricochet, would you not, become a free agent and test those waters? Hey, can I fight X, Y, and Z at All In? Like, what would your creative plans be? It's allowed talent nowadays to test the waters. You think when TNA was really WWE's biggest competition, they didn't have the bankroll to fund some of these really top talent in WWE. So WWE could underpay the talent and it'd still be more than what TNA would be willing to give them. And so I think this has everything to do with the fact that because there's more competition and it's a more competitive environment, the talent can take their time and say, you know what, I'm going to let my contract end. I'm going to take a few months to think about where I want to go. And then if I decide to re-sign with WWE, which I think a lot of these people that are becoming free agents will, they could have that time off of TV, and then in a couple months they re-sign, they show up, and they get a big pop, and then they can get a big reintroduction to the TV market. Or if they want to go elsewhere, they're going to get an even bigger pop. And so, yeah, I think WWE is slow because of the competition. And it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic, especially with some AEW talent that are becoming free agents here. Like we just seen Ethan Page go to NXT. There's rumors that Pentagon Jr. may want to go to WWE. And so this is the dynamic now where there's competition, and a lot of wrestlers are going to test on both sides of the aisle. Will test the free agent market and see where they're valued and how much can they make. And you see MJF touting that was his entire gimmick, was the bidding war of 2024. I don't know how competitive WWE's offer was for MJF, but I'm sure MJF listened to WWE's offer. And so that's just the dynamic. And with competition comes, the competition to retain or steal talent from the competitors. And so I don't know. I'm all for it. I like to see this competition because it helps, it allows fans to get good content on whatever show they want to watch, and allows the wrestlers to get, the money that they are due themselves. But let's jump into some AEW stuff. Enough WWE for the week. We can get them out of the way now. No, I'm kidding. Go to the link in the description, WWE shop, and buy your merch there, and then help us help you help us. If that makes any sense. Let's talk about Adam Copeland, because apparently we just completely forgot to talk about him last week on our on our Double or Nothing recap show. The man retained the title basically on 1.5 legs, and fractured a tibia. Wears it on a throwback Atlanta Braves shirt at his house, I'm guessing, in Asheville, North Carolina, and says, hey, I'm going to be out for a while, and had to relinquish the belt. The TNT title picture now essentially is some qualifying matches leading up to Forbidden Door and a ladder match to crown a new TNT title. First off, before we go super deep in it, who do you want to be TNT champion going forward?
I think it's got to be Jack Perry. That this aligns pretty well with the timing of him coming back and being part of the Elite, being a fixated part of the storylines. This is a great time now than ever for him to win his first singles title and see what we can do with it. He was only a tag champion with Luchasaurus and they did pretty well. This is a totally different. He's no longer a little boy. It's just Jack Perry. So this gimmick, it's just unfortunate, but perfect timing for something like that to happen. And I think that would be just, that's choice A for me, is put it on Jack. Let's see what he can do with it, and just run with it until either Copeland comes back or figure a different direction, and go from there.
Yeah, that's kind of my initial thoughts were, and I like the way that the story is progressing, that they're just going to give the title to Jack Perry because they're the EVPs. I think they played that 100% perfectly, allowing it now for this creative development for a ladder match, which I don't think we've had that many ladder matches in AEW. It's kind of one in a few for like a title match being strictly relegated to like a title match with a ladder match. Let me rephrase that right. And so, yeah, I think it should be Jack Perry, but I wonder if they'll rekindle past resentment with Jack Perry and Christian Cage at some point in time. I guess, have a working relationship between the patriarchy and the elite, but could that tension jump where Christian Cage may want to go after the TNT title? Jack Perry wants the TNT title. What's that dynamic going to be? I think that could be a really awesome way to turn Christian Cage face if they want it to, though he's been really good as a heel, so I would hope they didn't turn him, but if they wanted to, they had that opportunity there. I wouldn't be upset with Christian Cage taking the belt back, because he was so good with it before Copeland took the belt. But yeah, I think it's time for new blood in the water, and give me Jack Perry to win the belt. It leads me to my second question: is this title cursed? Because it seems like a lot of people who have this belt end up having to relinquish it due to injury or something. Is the title cursed?
And so I honestly think that, and this goes for titles of any company, when you have a championship become the workhorse title, the TNT title was, like the international title was, go over to the Raw side, like the world was. When you have these workhorse type champions and they are wrestling almost every week and they're doing these really, really great matches, sometimes you just get snake bitten because you're putting everything you have into the belt to elevate it, to make it worth something, to put it as almost as equal as the top belt in any of the promotions or the companies. And unfortunately, that's just kind of been the case with the TNT title, is we've just had people that either get injured, have to relinquish the title. Yeah, it's been a little weird how that happens, but it's funny how you get the heels in there and they don't have that problem. Like Christian, he didn't have that problem. It's just an interesting way of looking at it for sure. But yeah, maybe if you get a heel back as champion, maybe we won't have an injured champion. I don't know. That's a thought process.
It just, you take a look at the history of the TNT Championship, and they've had some freaking awesome champions hold that belt. I want to pull up the title history. This is what I love about AEW's website, is if you click on the champion, it'll give you a rundown of the championship history. So like Cody Rhodes obviously was the first champion. He was a really good champion there. Brody Lee then took it, lost it to Cody again, and then shortly after that, unfortunately, Brody Lee passed away, and so that's kind of where I feel the curse began. Cody then held it for a little bit. Darby Allin then had a 186-day reign. He was a really good workhorse with the title and that part of the pandemic. And so I appreciated his title reign. And we had Miro. I totally forgot about Miro's title reign, honestly, with the TNT Championship. Apparently he held it for 140 days. Sammy got it back. Cody got it back and lost it to Sammy again. This is when they played hot potato with his belt. Then Scorpio Sky had it.
Remember
Sammy won it back.
That portion right there that you read with the Cody type thing was Cody had it. He was going to fight Sam the first ever Battle of the Belts in Charlotte. Cody COVID, right. So he couldn't defend the belt, and then it was an interim title between Dustin and Sammy. Sammy won it, and then face off Cody. I think that was Cody's send off, wasn't it? Was him versus Sammy in a ladder match for the TNT title. Sammy won it. Maybe it was a year. Maybe that was a year too soon.
That was 2022. Right before Cody showed up at the Rumble, like 3 days.
Not Rumble, the WrestleMania.
That's right, WrestleMania.
He debuted. He came back at Mania. So that was Cody, Sammy, Cody, and then for the undisputed TNT Championship, they had that ladder match, and that was Cody's last match in AEW, and Sammy won it. But
Sammy had it.
That's not the first time we've had a potato thing with the TNT title either.
Right, because we did it again here. Sammy won it back. 42 days later, Scorpio Sky won it. 38 days later, Sammy Guevara won it. 11 days later, Scorpio Sky won it. 70 days later, Wardlow wins the title. Wardlow holds the TNT title for 136 days before Samoa Joe beats him. He holds it for 47 days, and Darby Allin gets it. Samoa Joe wins it back. Wardlow wins it back. Powerhouse Hobbs wins it. Wardlow wins it. Luchasaurus has it. Christian Cage beat him. Copeland had it for, I like this, 3 minutes before Christian Cage attacked him again at World's End. And then Copeland finally got it back in March of this year. So, I mean, the belt played hot potato for a while. It just, I don't know. Between the hot potato and all of the injuries and things that go on, this title seems cursed. But you're right. It seems like some of the heels had better runs than the baby faces. Maybe it just should be meant to be a heel title for. But yeah, I wonder how this transitions. They had one of the qualifiers on Dynamite yesterday, I believe, correct? And Jack Perry won it, correct? Was I paying attention, or am I dreaming something?
They had. Hold on 1 second. They have. Yeah, no, it was between Brian Cage and Mark Briscoe.
That's right. Yeah.
Jack Perry was watching, but it was Briscoe and Brian Cage.
Gotcha. And Briscoe won, yes. And so I think this could be a good opportunity to showcase your ROH champion and Mark Briscoe like they did, but also some New Japan guys. Obviously, I don't know if a New Japan wrestler will win the belt, though it would be cool to have the belt on a New Japan wrestler, just to say that it has that prestige of being, held by a New Japan wrestler. But it'll be fun. We're just a couple weeks away from Forbidden Door, so it's going to be fun to see how this processes and see who becomes the next in a long line of TNT champions. And I just hope that they don't play hot potato with it until Copeland comes back. I hope whoever wins it has a legitimate run with it and can make it a belt that means something. With the large amount of quantity of belts that AEW has, this belt has kind of lost its way, I think, in prestige from like the international belt and the continental belt. It'd be cool to get the AEW TNT Championship, the prestige that it should have. with that being said, we have a question in the Discord, y'all, that it's going to take some time to go through. So let's go through it. Let me pull it up. This was given to us by our friend Kara Danvers in the Discord group. Kara, thank you for this question. She says, this is like a 3-part question. So, what are your 5 ugliest title belts you've ever seen? And then, what are your 5 favorite title belts you've ever seen? You're the historian, so I'll let you answer it first, because I don't know if I can name that many title belts.
Wow. 5 ugliest title belts I've ever seen. Oh, man, I'm not gonna be able to put all these in order. I'm gonna go off of just quick remember them here and just kind of go with the flow. The WCW TV title, pretty bad. Just the WCW logo on the belt, nothing like the WCW logo. So that was pretty bad. The original TNA X Division title, so bad looking. It was just so bad looking. I hated it. So that's 2. Pretty hard to say that the 2009 to 2023, 24 WWE Tag Team title belts were god awful. They were bad. I didn't have gold plated, bronze plated, silver plated. They were awful. So we're at 3. I'll actually have to go with the undisputed, the blue Universal Championship. That's bad. That was really bad. And then honestly, the last one has to be the I have to go with the hardcore title. The hardcore title was just so. I mean, it served a purpose. It looked the way it looked because for a reason, but golly, was that thing hideous looking. God, it was hideous looking. And then top 5.
All right.
Well, yeah. You go ahead with your top 5 ugliest, because I'm about to think about the top 5 best looking.
Top 5 ugliest. Again, I don't know if this will necessarily be in order. I'm just rambling here. You gotta put the 24/7 championship on there. That that thing was just ugly as hell. This is a hard question for someone that hasn't watched a whole lot of wrestling. I'm going to have to go with also the this isn't one specific championship, but all of the championships from Global Force Wrestling were hideous with the bright neon green lettering on top of what essentially was the TNA belts. And trying to think.
See, this is why I'm actually going to take off the core belt and put the Divas Championship on there. Holy crap!
You don't like the Winged Divas belt?
That wasn't a Winged Diva. That was a damn butterfly looking belt. It was horrible.
I thought it fit the era. That it was in.
We went from whatever that was to pillow fights. Fairy contest. It was bad.
Let me think. John Cena had his own rendition of the United States belt, didn't he?
Sure did. Yep, that was the first spinner belt he had.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that one.
Okay.
I'll put that
All
on
right.
there. The Cena. I love Cena. Cena's great, but that belt was that belt was hideous. That's 3. I got 2 more. It's tough. Daniel Bryan's Wood WWE Championship. Hated that one. The eco-friendly WWE Championship was pretty bad. That was the era of WWE where they were just like, how awful could we make, like, the design of the WWE Universal Championship, I think is what it was so basic that you think you wouldn't be able to ruin it, but they proved it on several occasions that they were able to ruin it. And one more. This one might get a little flack because I'm not a big fan of the design, and it's an active belt. The WWE United States Championship is ugly as hell. Did I? Okay. My computer's slow as hell right now, so I don't know if I lost you for a minute. The U.S. title, the current U.S. title, is ugly. So yeah, I'll go 24/7. John Cena U.S. spinner belt. Global Force champions. The current U.S. belt. See, I've already forgotten the other one I said.
The Daniel Bryan belt.
Yeah, WWE has had some really bad belts. You can go ahead with the. Oh yeah.
I think an honorable mention is the Ultimate Warriors. I don't remember if he had it for the world title. He might have, but I thought he had it for the Intercontinental title. When WWE did leather strap colors based off the character, I guess, and the Ultimate Warrior had a yellow strap for the.
Well, y'all, this is what happens. We get some technical difficulties here. Usually this happens at the beginning of the show, not in the middle. Sorry for the inconvenience here. We're working on getting him back on. Anyways, while we're waiting for him to get back on here, let us know in the chat, what are your 5 ugliest title belts? Emma, are we missing some? We're working on getting him back in here so we can complete the episode. Let us know, what belt did you just think was god-awful in its design? I'm going to show one that I'm going to say is pretty awful as well. That as an honorable mention. Right here, let me see. There he is. All right. Woo, technical difficulties just in the middle of the show. You were saying something about Ultimate Warrior and then you cut out.
Yeah, I don't know if the strap was what he had it on the Intercontinental title or the WWE title or both, but after he won it at WrestleMania 6, they gave him his own strap color. It was yellow. The title design was not bad, but the strap color was god-awful. It looked horrible. That's an honorable mention, I guess. But
I think I might have found the icing on the cake of ugliest title belt ever seen, and it's a TNA belt.
Let me try to guess it.
All right,
is it a current belt?
No. It's specific to an individual.
Are you talking about the TNA Legends Championship?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay. I was thinking of that one. All right.
I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to pull it up here, and I might laugh. This is ugly. It's related to one only Jeffrey Hardy, the Immortal
the old world
Championship.
title belt. Yeah.
The what the fuck was this? Anyways.
Yeah. Funny enough, that's the one that Sting won at Victory Road 2011. So there you go.
Oh, see, that's why you didn't remember it, because you don't want to recall that just awful championship.
Somehow or another, that always comes across.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
It somehow does. All right, but your 5 favorite or most best looking title belts.
So for sure on my list is the big gold belt that the NWA adapted back in the late 80s, the Dusty Rhodes belt. Then Ric Flair kind of got it, transitioned into the WCW World title, the big gold belt. That's on my list. I really loved the WCW United States title belt. And then when it transitioned into the WWE United States Championship belt, I love that design. The OG ones were really, really nice. I actually am a fan of the Cena Spinner U.S. title belt. I wouldn't say it's on my favorite designs, but I enjoyed it. I like the spinner belt too, the WWE Championship spinner belt. Problem was, when Cena had it, it made sense. When Edge had it and he put the rated R thing on it, that was cool. And then they just stopped letting it spin. And they gave it to people like Triple H. That title didn't look good on him, but whatever. So I'm going to put the U.S. title as a whole, except for this current incarnation of the U.S. title. So WCW Big Gold, WCW and WWE United States title, the WWF Championship belt from 1998 to 02. It was after the Winged Eagle. It was before the Undisputed title that was gold and looked weird. It was in that middle frame. I loved the Globe WWE Championship belt. I really like that one. So that's 3. The 2007 version of the TNA X Division title, I really enjoyed that. I really, really liked that belt. That fit the style of the X Division. Looked really good. So I really enjoyed that one. And then that last one, this is a tough one for the last one. There's, the first 3 or 4, you can put them in there, and then when you get to the 5th one, you're going to be missing one. For my last one, I'm going to go with I believe it was started in either 97 or 98 to 2000 and, oh man, that's a tough one. All right. It was going to be the 1998 to 2011 version of the Intercontinental belt, where it was kind of the oval looking one. That was a sick looking, that was nice, but I actually am going to replace it with the one that Cody Rhodes, I believe, brought back. It was the OG looking Intercontinental title design, but it had the updated logo with it, the updated WWE logo. I think it was white on a black strap or black on a white strap. It was something like that. I think it was a black plate on a white strap. I really liked that one. So the precursor to the current Intercontinental title, but after the oval globe Intercontinental title. So those are my 5.
So I'm
probably should have pictures with these, but there you go.
Right. I'm going to show my bias here, I think, a little bit with some of the titles that I name. Again, these are not in order, but I really think the AEW Women's Championship is astronomically one of the most beautiful women's championships, at least active. I'll go with the the 2002 through I guess 2010, the World Tag Team belts, WWE World Tag Team belts, looked really good. I guess you could call them like the Ruthless Aggression Tag Team belts. I don't know. They look really good. Kind of the tag team belts that I grew up watching. I think anybody that doesn't pick the big gold belt is blind, because it is a beautiful belt. So I'll go with the big gold belt there too. Oh man, trying to think. Not the current rendition, but the one before of the Intercontinental belt. Was that the one Cody Rhodes brought back, the white strap? Or was that the one after him? I can't remember, but the white Intercontinental belt is there. And then I lied. This is always going to be number one in my book. 2 through 4 are one of those, but number one in my book is always going to be the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. It is the most beautiful belt in the world. I love the IWGP belt. And so, yeah, those are my 5. Let us know in the comments below, or if you're listening to this afterwards, let us know what your favorite and least favorite belts are. And so, yeah.
Let me before we head off, I guess let me show my.
Oh yes, sir.
Let me show my 5 here, just because we got a little bit of time to buffer. Why not? Okay. All right. So we'll start off with so that was my 5th one. That's my 5th favorite one. I love this design. Just think it looks great. That's my 4th one. Now it's got to be the new one with the updated WWE logo. This is one they brought back in 2011, but they upgraded it with the new logo in 2014. I don't know why. I love the way that looks. This is the TNA X Division one from 2007. It's very simple, but I love the way the X looks. It really signified the X Division at that time. I thought it looked great. Obviously, the WWE US title before it changed over. Really enjoyed that one. And then the WCW US title, I thought it just looked great too. So that's tied. And then obviously the big gold. So, yeah.
Well, before we head off, I got 2 programming announcements.
Oh, okay.
2 programming announcements. Next week, we are going to have our friends at the Slapping Meat Wrestling Podcast on the show for the Forbidden Door draft, kind of what we did with AEW between us 2, but on a little bit of a larger scale. We are opening the room to every current active wrestler in the world, including independents. There's going to be names, I am sure there's going to be names listed that no one has ever heard of before. Most of them will probably come from me, because there's some indie wrestlers that I really like, and I think they should get.
Well, hold on. If we're tag teaming this, you have to fill me in on this now.
Are we tag teaming? I thought it was for 1v1v1v1.
I don't think it's going to be 4. I mean, that's going to be an 8-hour show. I think we should do the Junkyard team and the Slap and Me team.
I think we could get it done in like an hour and a half.
We'll see.
We'll let everybody know the rules, I guess, later on, early next week. But it's going to be some big names, some little names, some unknown names being thrown out here. What we do know is, regardless, there's going to be 20 rounds. We have to have 5 men, 5 men single wrestlers, 5 female single wrestlers, 3 tag teams, and then the rest can be used for any of the 3 decisions. Kind of the same rules, a couple more rounds. We had to come to a compromise with the Slapping Meat peoples because they wanted like 35 rounds, and I had to tell them no. We are going.
And it would be an 8-hour show at
that. Absolutely. And so 20 rounds was the compromise.
I was single, but some was our wives. And
all right. And so that's going to be fun. That'll be next Thursday. And then the second programming note has completely passed my mind. I don't know what I was trying to say. Maybe that was the only programming note I had. Anyways, use the code in the bottom left there, w.gg. Order some stuff at checkout. Use the code Beyond the Yard, and you can get 10% off of your order. We got a good one here for maybe best or worst. I don't know. They didn't specify. The NWO minus Hulk Hogan agendas in play. Is that a belt? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Please specify what you mean.
With the NWO spray paint on it. Maybe I don't know. Hey, maybe. I appreciate the comment.
Yeah.
Wish we could decipher a little bit better.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, if you want to elaborate, that would be.
That'd be a good topic to throw out there on social media for the next couple of days. Is top 5 worst belt designs, top 5 best looking belt designs, and just kind of see what kind of responses we get.
But yeah, there is I think I figured it out. There is a possibility. I'm good at networking with wrestling fans on social media. Not good. Okay, decent. And there is a possibility in the near future that I'm working on getting someone that I communicate with on the show. She's a big AEW fan, so it'll be fun to have her on the show. I'm still working out those details, but it'd be cool to have her on at some point in time. But yeah, next week we are going to do that. Oh, okay. Now I remember the second one is next week. Also, we're going to introduce a new segment, which is called Technical Thursday. And we'll just explain in more detail next week. We're going through and picking 32 wrestlers. It's going to be a 32-person bracket of who we think is going to be or are some of the best, most technical wrestlers in the game active today. I meant to go through and kind of create a list, and when I got home today, I took a nap, so I forgot to do it. So we'll put that list out, and we'll give you the list. We'll give you the seating, and then what we're going to do is this is going to make it that you have to be in the Discord. You have to follow us on X because we're going to take the vote totals from the Discord group, the X page, and then our 2 personal votes. Combine them, and the winner advances. Single elimination, best of 32. This will be singles wrestlers first, and if it's a popular topic, we might expand to like women. We'll do a women's one, maybe a tag team one. Just something to fill some time. But we'll introduce that bracket next week once we get all the wrestlers together. And that'll be fun. Any last words before we hop out of here, my friend?
Yeah, I think next week shall be a very fun show. The bracket shall be an interesting one. I'm sure there's going to be names that either some people are like, really? Or even maybe some that people aren't expecting. Maybe, I don't know. But I think that it'll be a fun topic to go over. And I guess next week we got to get back to the old draft board.
To the old draft board. Yeah, it's going to be almost impossible to put a draft board together because there's 8 million active wrestlers in the world, or something like that. So I want the world championship from that Ugandan mud wrestling or whatever that Will Ospreay might go to at some point. Say Safuku, I think is his name.
That's my number one overall pick. So no, you can't have it. Can't have it. I've already reached out to him in person. He said he's on my team.
All right, I guess I'll get one to you. But yeah, guys, like I said, WWE shop link in the description. Go there, order your WWE championship. There's some ugly one-off championships that like aren't in storyline, but they're on WWE shops, like the Ric Flair belt or the Bret Hart belt that they do to pay homage to some of their legends that are just absolutely terribly designed. You can buy one of them if you like them and use our code, and we get a commission off of that. So that would be nice of y'all. Also, go to w.gg, purchase your energy products, use the code Beyond the Yard at checkout, get 10% off. We also get a partial commission off of any time that code is used. All our other links are in the description. Go to junkyardmediagroup.com. And until next week, when we enter the war rooms of the draft boards, we will see y'all next week beyond the Junkyard.